What it do is good, YouTube? It's your boy Chubbs, and I'm back with another video for this week. We had a good week this week. We took one loss. That's our first loss for the week, but we made it back. We lost 1%, then we made 3.4%. So basically 2.4, 2.5% around there made for the week. It was a solid week. I'm very happy with the profits that we made, but enough of me with this intro. Let me show y'all. Excuse me. Let me show y'all what happened in the market this week. This week in the markets, our wins came on gold. Now, I know I did not analyze the gold charts for y'all in the weekly updates that I give y'all on every Sunday. You know, I do my weekly updates. Excuse me. I do my weekly updates. I try to show y'all like what markets I'm gonna be looking at this week. But I think that for my strategy, it works best with indices and gold. Low key for the Forex, it don't really be working properly. Like, I really would have to wait, and you know, it just moves a little bit too slow. So I decided to put gold back on because that used to be my pair. Like, I used to be addicted to gold, but then gold burnt me a couple times, so I broke up with her. You feel what I'm saying? I had to break up with gold because I ain't like the way that she was treating me. You feel me? But you know, like any toxic relationship, you always go back. You feel what I'm saying? So I decided to look at gold again. I'm like, yo, let me see what gold is doing. And surprisingly, gold, hold on, let me see. I don't want to tell y'all no false information. Boom. Gold was at a high on Monday. It was at a high. It had came back. Wait. Yeah, it was at a high on Monday. It had pulled back on Tuesday. Once I seen a pullback on Tuesday, I'm like, gold could be ready to go back up. You feel me? So I was like, yo, I'm going to put gold on, and we're going to see what gold wants to do. You feel me? Gold used to be my bread and butter pair. Like, me and gold was like this. Then she cheated on me. She burnt me, and I had to dash her. You feel me? I had to put her to the side. You feel what I'm saying? But now we back on gold. You feel me? I love my baby girl. You feel me? So now we about to see what's really going on in the markets. Cool. XAUUSD. First of all, I'm gonna start on SPX because that's my new favorite pair. That's like my US 30, but for like people with smaller accounts. Like S&P 500 and US 30 move damn near exactly the same. It's just US 30 is just a little too expensive. So if you want to trade US 30, go on SPX, and it's literally like damn near the same chart. Here, look, let me show y'all. US 30. US 30. Like, it literally damn near looks the same as S&P 500. Hold on. I'm gonna start it real quick, and then boom. So we can go back and forth. Boom. US 30, S&P 500. Like, they look almost identical. You feel me? They look almost identical. So with those two, I mean, with S&P 500, that's my bread and butter. That's also my baby girl. You feel me? My fault. Yeah, so that's also my baby girl. But let me just show y'all what S&P was doing this week, because I ain't get no trades on S&P this week. Surprisingly, I could have got a trade in right here, but strategy didn't entirely play out. I didn't really see anything. I didn't like the way that this was looking right here. Hold on, let me put it on for y'all. Show y'all what I'm talking about. I didn't really like the way this shit right here was looking. Like, this is really choppy. This isn't really trending. It's kind of ugly. So I was like, I'm going to just stay out, you know? I ain't really touch S&P this week. But we're going to go on gold. I didn't touch UJ either, so I'm really not going to talk on it much. My losses and my wins both came on gold. So cool. Damn, I took my loss off. I ain't even want to see that on the chart compared to the wins that we was taking. But we definitely took a loss. I believe it was Tuesday. Monday was the 2nd, Tuesday was the 3rd. Let's go to the 5 minute. Let me see if I could see where I took my loss. Because I think I know where I took my loss. So boom, we got this shift right here. Boom, we came down, made this move up. We got this shift right here. Boom, we came down. Let me see the 10 minute. Oh yeah, I took the trade right here. Boom. Took the trade right here. Stops was underneath here, and I got burnt. Cool. Found it. Perfect. So boom, that was my trade. I had seen the tweezer bottom, which is a chart pattern, and I got burnt on it. That's not my strategy. My strategy is engulfings, like this right here, like these two candles right here. As you can see, you have one black candle and then this blue candle engulfed it. That's more or less my strategy. You got another one right here. Feel me? You had that one right there. You have this one right here, black candle, blue engulfing. You know what I'm saying? You got another one right here. So there's plenty of examples of an engulfing candle, engulfing pattern in the charts. But you just got to know when to use it, where to use it, and how to use it. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of got in impulsively on this. I got in impulsively on this candle. You feel me? After the candle closed, I entered the trade. Wound up going up for about a 1 to 3 RR when I was really looking for a 3R. Never made it there, got burnt. Cool. Lost $50. For me, I only have a $1,000 account. I'm risking $50 on every trade, roughly around $50. Sometimes it'd be like 55, sometimes it'd be like 53, sometimes it'd be like 48. Like, depending on where my stop loss is, it'd be around that area, that price range. But I'd be trying to do that to make like 180, 200. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to maximize my profits, maximize my money potential. Cool. So that's the loss I took. So good, you know. That's the game. I had took 3 losses in a row at this time. My psychology never even got thrown off, which I'm very proud of myself for, because like usually like inside of the markets, like your psychology could really get tossed off if you like lose a couple trades in a row, and you know, like now you're hesitant to enter trades, and now you know what I'm saying, you're not being yourself within the markets. But boom, let me show y'all this win, because I ain't gonna lie, this win tested my psychology crazy. Boom, we go on the 30-minute. Cool. I see that we had a break of structure to the upside. As you can see right here, we came down. We had a shift of structure after this. Boom, we had this move down. Then we had this move back up. We had this. Let me show y'all something. Hold on. We had this move down. We had this pullback. And then we had a shift of structure to the downside. Cool. After I seen this shift of structure back up to the upside, I'm like, okay, now we're back in line with the higher time frame, which is the 4-hour. The 4-hour was bullish. You feel what I'm saying? So because the 4-hour is bullish, I'm just waiting for the 30-minute or the 1 hour to go back bullish, then give me a pullback down to my order block for me to then get into a trade. Cool. Boom, I got this pullback, tapped into my zone. Just doing all of this playing around, but that's before my session. My session is from 7:30 to 12. You feel me? Usually I get my trades around like 8:30-ish, 9, 10 o'clock. And if I don't really get a trade by then, I don't entirely like taking trades at 11, being that it's so close to the 12 o'clock time, but I wouldn't mind taking it. But that's neither here nor there. Cool. We got this pullback. Once I came into the markets, we got this pullback. It's 8 a.m. Cool. I go to the 5-minute. On the 5-minute, what do I see? On the 5-minute, what do I see? Cool. I see this high right here. We had this high, low, lower high, lower low. Feel me? It tried to make the higher high, it failed. Boom, we came down, we made an equal bottom. Once I seen that we made an equal bottom, I'm like, okay, this might want to come down and grab liquidity later on. Boom, then we come up, we get this shift of structure on. Let me take off this real quick for y'all so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Boom, we came down, we made an equal low, then we made a higher high. We broke structure right above this area right here. Cool. Once we broke structure above this area, now I put on my 5-minute. I put on my 5-minute order block, which was right here. Let me put this back on. 5-minute order block, which was right here. Boom, and I was waiting for it to tap in and then give me my entry signal. Boom. It came down right here. Boom, grab liquidity under here. As I stated, it was going to grab liquidity underneath this low right here, being that there was a double bottom. Liquidity was grabbed with this black candle right here. I'm hovering over it right now. This black candle right here came down and grabbed liquidity. As you can see, that wick. It came down, grabbed liquidity underneath these lows. This double low right here, this double bottom. Boom, grabbed liquidity, and then gave me my engulfing candle, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Cool. After I seen that, I entered the trade right here. Trade started going up. Usually, when I enter a trade, I like to go and do something else. I don't really like to sit here and watch the markets because your psychology can really get messed up. Especially if you see a trade coming back down aggressively, you're like, damn, should I get out? Should I stay in this? Am I gonna lose X, Y, Z? Right? X, Y, Z, cool. So boom, trade started coming back down. Mind you, I'm playing my game. My game is right here. Like, charts is right here. Discord is right here. Game is right here. You feel what I'm saying? Boom, I started playing my game. I'm like, yo, let me go check my trade. Check my trade. I came back around here, around 9:30ish. I'm like, damn, like, is it going to grab more liquidity to keep going to the upside because of 9:30? Like, market just opened. So it might need some liquidity in order to keep going. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just hold my trade because before I had took out, like, on previous trades, like when I was like now starting out and stuff like that, like I remember like sometimes I'll take out of my trade because I see this aggressive pullback and then it will just head straight to my take profit. So I was like, let me just hold it. Like I assumed the risk before I even put on the trade. I knew I was risking 50 cash. You feel me? So boom, I left the trade. Trade obviously went to take profit. The way that I determined my take profit was I went back to the 1 hour and I looked for a supply zone. You feel me? I was looking for a supply zone. Let's get back to the charts. Cool. So right here was my take profit. And right there is a supply zone. Boom. Right here. Stopped it a little short because sometimes it becomes short of the supply zone and then start reversing. You know what I'm saying? I could have really held this for an extra percent. I literally could have held it for an extra percent, but I like to be conservative. Usually, I just want a 3-to-1. I got a 3-to-1. I thought I got a 3.4-to-1. Whatever. Cool. Took it up to there, and that was that. Oh, nah, I'm bugging. It was a 3.4-to-1. This was the supply zone right here. You feel me? This is not even my trade. This is the losing trade. I'm bugging, y'all. Hold on. Give me a second. For me, I be tweaking sometimes. Cool. This is the winning trade. Boom. We took it up to a 3.4-to-1. See? I know I wasn't bugging. 3.4-to-1 right at the supply zone that was formed right here. Broke structure down here, which, you feel me? The 1 hour had to go bearish in order to have the 4 hour pullback. You feel me? So boom, we had this pullback. Then boom, we went up. We tapped into our supply zone, and as you can see, we started making our way back down. But we also formed another order block after this break of structure right here. So remember, we broke structure to the upside before. Boom, broke structure to the upside. Then we came down, we retested this order block, and then we pushed up. Boom, breaking structure again. So now that there's another shift in structure, now I could put on the next order block that was formed with that push. So I put on this order block right here. I had a 1 hour and a 30-minute inside. So this is a high area where pricing could literally come down, tap into, and buy from. Now, I know y'all see this right here. I never entered this trade right here. Stupid me. I was just following my rules, y'all. Like, my rule is to trade only New York session. You feel me? If it's not New York session, don't trade it. Hold on, let me take some of these lines off. I know it looks a little crazy. Take some of these lines off. This line right here was just to show y'all my take profit. Cool. Cool. Boom. So I know y'all see this trade on right here. This is a prediction trade. Like, I never took this trade because it wasn't in my session. This is actually London session. You feel me? London session. Literally, I would have gotten to the trade as soon as London session opened, which was at 3 a.m. You feel what I'm saying? So boom, we came down, we tapped into the 1 hour order block. When we tapped into the 1 hour order block, we then got to shift the structure right here. This is in pre-London. You feel me? Now I'm waiting for the pullback. Oh, hold on. Oh my God. Now I'm waiting for the pullback. Boom, I got the pullback. I got a beautiful morning star pattern. Like literally this right here is a morning star pattern. You got a black candle, a doji, and then a blue engulfing. This is a beautiful morning star pattern. Why is it moving like, oh. Beautiful morning star pattern right here. You feel what I'm saying? This was beautiful. We got, that's another entry signal where you can enter the trade in on. It's just, if this doji was black, then I'd have definitely entered after this blue engulfing candle. But because it was blue, I couldn't enter the trade yet. I just didn't feel comfortable entering the trade yet, because I like to enter with a sell to buy candle and then a buy candle, or a buy to sell candle and then a sell candle. You feel me? Like, I need to see an opposite color candle before I can get in on an engulfing candle. Cool. So this was an entry signal right here. We tapped into our 5-minute order block down here. Never got in. You feel me? I was also following my rules as I stated. We went up. We came back down. We had this black engulfing. You feel me? And then boom, we had this blue bullish engulfing candle. And that was literally my entry signal. Boom. Took the trade right here. Stops below the low. You feel me? And I was taking it up to the high, because I already knew that this probably wanted to make a new higher high, being that we were shifting structure to the upside. The 4-hour was bullish as well. You feel me? So I knew that this probably wanted to go and make a new higher high, at least on the 1 hour. On the 4-hour, we never made a new higher high. It looked like we just wicked above to have this pullback. But next week, I'm going to definitely be looking for buys on this pair to then take this to an actual new 4-hour higher high, which could be an immense trade. So that's what I'm looking for next week. But I'm going to show y'all that tomorrow. Like, I'm going to have a whole video, a whole trade breakdown on what I'm looking for the week. You feel what I'm saying? Cool. So that was a trade that I should have got into, never got into, because I was just following my rules. And then I had no other trades for the week. Like, after I made my 3%, you feel me? I lost 1%, made 3.4%, made 2.4% for the week. I'm like, all right, that's sufficient. Also, I wasn't even looking for sell opportunities. I could have been looking for a sell here, being that we broke structure underneath here. I could have waited for the pullback, back up into this 1-hour range. No order block on that time frame. No, we got an order block right here. Boom. I could have literally taking this trade to the downside after the 4-hour shift to structure, because now it's showing that it wants to have a pullback. Like, after this 4-hour liquidity grab behind this high, boom, we liquidity grabbed, we stayed in the range. Now I'm seeing, okay, cool. On Thursday, we had this shift to structure to the downside. We had a pullback on a 4-hour, on a higher time frame. So now we could probably be looking for sells because it wants to pull back. Boom. We got to pull back into our order block. Got to look at it during our session. I'm going to see if where I would have got into a trade at. Boom. Came back. We pulled up into our order block. Let me see. Boom. We got a lower low right here. We had a shift. Pull back. Higher high. Boom. The shift to structure would have been right here. Shift to structure would have been right here. Boom. Look. We formed a double top. Double top liquidity grab on the double top. See how we had a double top right here? Boom. It came and liquidity grabbed. And now we're looking for our engulfing. Honestly, this would have been our trade right here, because this is the 5-minute order block after we tapped in and we broke structure. This is the 5-minute order block right here. I would have put on this whole range. Boom, it would have came, tapped into it. I could have probably taken the trade even right here, but that's 7:10 in the morning. I don't usually take trades around that time. 7:45 now, I don't take trades around that time. So this would have been our trade right here, 9:15, because we had this engulfing candle. You feel me? We tapped into the range. We grabbed liquidity. You feel me? It looks like we're making lower lows and lower highs. So as you can see, we made a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This could be the potential lower high. Could have took our trade right here. Boom, stops right above the stops. You could put your stop up there, but I feel like that's a little bit too big. You could have put your stops right above this zone right here. This 1-hour zone, it looks like this zone just got inverted. So boom, we came down, we retested the zone, got our bearish engulfing, our entry signal, and then I would have took this down for a 3%. Boom. This could have been take profit right here, right at this order block right here, because this order block right here would have showed buying pressure, being that it was unmitigated, it wasn't touched. So we could have tapped into this and literally made a new higher high, but clearly that's not what happened. It tried, failed, kept coming down. So which means that these two order blocks was probably not strong enough. So we're probably gonna come and tap into this one and then make the move up. You feel me? But that could have been a trade that I could have taken yesterday. Wasn't really interested in taking any trades, being that I had an okay week. Usually I don't take trades on Friday if the week that I had was pretty solid. So it was a pretty solid week for me. And yeah, so I just left it alone, just went on about my day. But that could have been a trade that I'd taken. Not really upset that I didn't take it. But yeah, that was my trade for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that good shit. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.